What's up, guys? Alvaro here, and welcome to the bilingual stock market channel again. On this channel, we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. And in this video, and as I do it Mondays through Thursdays, I want to make a quick stock market update. So I want to break down some technicals going over S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, but I also will go over the earnings reports of AMD, Robinhood Markets, Microsoft, Enphase Energy, and QuantumScape. And I also want to show you guys some trades that I closed in today's trading session. So without further ado, let's get right into the video because we have a lot to go over in today's video. So when it comes to the four major indices, guys, we had, for the most part, a choppy day. Today, Russell 2000 went down 0.65%. Nasdaq went up 0.06%. We can make the case that the Nasdaq 100 closed even. Today, the same goes for the Dow Jones, which went up only 0.04%, and the S&P 500 reached a new all-time high, and it went up 0.18%. And if we take a look at the sectors that trade inside the S&P 500, the best performing sector today was the energy sector, which went up 0.58%. Shout out to gas prices out there. I work from home, guys, so this situation of the prices of gasoline is not directly affecting me. So I take that back, guys. I know that most of you are paying high gas prices out there. Sorry about that. So when it comes to the sectors, guys, we had a mixed day because energy went up 0.58%, which happens to be, a distinguished member, let's just put it that way, of the inflation trade. And also we had two very important sectors of the defensive sector showing nice performances today, such as utilities and health care. And the worst performing sector today was communication services, which went down 0.90%, mainly because of Facebook. Facebook got absolutely killed in today's trading session. And now let's go ahead and take a look at three trades. One trade that I closed today and two other trades that I opened today, but that I opened receiving a credit for. So in the case of the first trade that I want to show you, this is a trade that I think that I opened yesterday, guys, on CRISPR Therapeutics, which is actually reporting earnings, I think, on Thursday. I need to double check on that. So I purchased yesterday 100 shares of CRISPR Therapeutics at $95.27, paying $9,526, and today I purchased 100 more shares at $96.87, paying $9,687. So I ended up investing $19,213, and today I sold out of these 200 shares at $97.44, and I was paid $19,487. So for the most part, I ended up making out of this trade $274. I also sold, guys, a put option of BABA. So let me show you. So I sold the November 26 put with a strike price of $160, and I was paid, how much was I paid for this trade, guys? Let me double check on that. I was paid $365, all right? And mind you, you guys must should already know that I am a BABA bull, so I don't really care purchasing 100 shares of BABA at $160 if this put option happens to be in the money by October 26th. So today, $365 were credited to my account because I sold this put option, and I also sold a covered call of Snapshot, guys. You guys know that the earnings play that the earnings gamble, let's just put it that way, that I took on Snap last week didn't play out as I was waiting for. So as of now, I am holding the bag. I purchased 50 more shares today, and I let's say decreased my average cost of this position. Now it is sitting at $65.14. I own 100 shares and I have an unrealized loss over here of $993. However, I started to make money out of this position, and today I sold a covered call that expires on December 17 with a strike price of $65, and I was paid $128. So, closing the trade on CRISPR Therapeutics and selling the put and the covered call of Snapshot, I ended up making today $767. So I can affirm that I had a solid day today. Quickly, guys, we have a lot to go over. Let's go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500, which went up today 0.18%, and it closed today's trading session at 4,574 points. Take a look at the relative strength index. We are still very overbought. And if I pull up here the 1 day, 1 minute chart, take a look at what happened today, guys. We saw a lot of profit taken when the S&P hit a brand new all-time high at 4,598 points. So the S&P was shy by 2 points of reaching 4,600. I already told you that fat numbers usually act like a magnet. So this is not what I am really hoping for in the case of the S&P. You guys know that I would like to see a retracement, but 4,600 is acting as of now like a magnet for the bulls of the S&P. So after we hit 4,598 points, we saw a sizable drop, and the bulls found support today at 45.69, which happens to be an area of overhead resistance in which the bulls failed in yesterday's trading session. So in terms of support, obviously, guys, the most important spot for tomorrow's trading session is going to be the lower pivot that was made today at 45.69, and in my case, I am sticking to my guns. I would like to see the S&P 500 paying a visit to this red line that you guys can see over here at 45.45. That is going to be very healthy for the S&P 500 in technical terms. In terms of overhead resistance, obviously, guys, we are talking about the fat number of 4,600. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the Nasdaq 100 before we go over AMD, which should have already reported earnings as I am recording this video. So the Nasdaq 100 went up 0.29%, and it closed today's trading session at 15,559 points. And guess what, guys? We have a brand new all-time high in the case of the Nasdaq 100, and this is something that I called out in yesterday's video. I told you I want to see a retracement, I want to see a pullback. The Nasdaq 100 is very overextended, but I told you the next overhead resistance for this index is going to be pretty much all-time high. And I happened to be right. Take a look at the relative strength index of the NDX, 73 points, very elevated. So, according to my opinion, I would like to see a retracement down to 15,400 points. I am sticking to my guns. Remember that 15,400 points happens to be a former area of overhead resistance back from late August. So, a retracement, a pullback down to 15,400 points is going to be very healthy for this index. And if tomorrow we happen to go higher, which could be the case, why not? Even though the relative strength index of the Nasdaq 100 is at 73 points. What are we talking about, guys? 15,750 points, 15,800 points. That's anyone's guess. And now let's see if AMD, which happened to go up today, guys, because we saw a lot of profit taken from noon and on once the S&P 500 reached a new all-time high. So let's see what happens in the case of AMD. This is going to be the first earnings report that I am going to go over. So AMD went up today 0.47%, and it closed today's trading session at $122.93. So let me pull up here the 1 day, 1 minute chart. And AMD isn't doing much. Is the earnings report already out? Yeah, it is out. So let's see what happened here. So EPS came in at 73 cents, beating the estimate of 67 cents. And sales came in at $4.30 billion, beating the estimate of $4.12 billion. So $4.30 billion, beating the estimate of $4.12 billion. This was a A beat all across the board, guys. And did they up guided? Let me see if I have any information about Q4. I don't see anything as of now. So AMD beat all across the board, guys. Let me pull up here the 4-hour chart and what could be potentially happening tomorrow with advanced micro devices. So I'm thinking, guys, and taking into account that AMD closed today's trading session at $122.93. And mind you, guys, except for Tesla, the average reaction so far during this earnings season has been to the downside. So watch out for a drop tomorrow of AMD down to $115. $115 happens to be a former area of support that acted on multiple occasions in recent days. And we are also talking about a former area of lower support that coincides with the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So I'm thinking that $115 might be the destination of AMD if we happen to see a retracement, a pullback. And take a look at the relative strength index of AMD. It is at 76 points. It is very elevated, guys. So the only way that I am going to touch AMD over here is going to be seeing a retracement down to $115. Another possibility would be $122 maybe. $122 acted as overhead resistance in yesterday's trading session, and we are also talking about a former area of overhead resistance back from early August. So maybe, guys, AMD can consolidate slightly above $122 in order to gather momentum to make a push higher. And what are we talking about here, guys? We are pretty much at all-time high, which happens to be $127. So what would be the next gap that AMD would have to fill? $130? $135? So watch out for AMD tomorrow, guys, either consolidating slightly above $122 or maybe paying a visit to this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart at $115. Sorry, guys. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Robinhood markets. Let's see if the earnings report of Hood is already out. So let's see what is going on. I have skin in this game, guys. I am holding the bag. I wasn't playing on earnings, but I am holding the bag, and Robinhood is down a lot. After hours, we can make the case that they missed on earnings. So Robinhood went up today 1.44%, and it closed today's trading session at $39.57. And after hours, the stock of this company is down 10%, guys. Wow. Let's see what happened here. Yeah, Hood is trading at $36 approximately. So what happened with Mr. Vlad? Okay, Robinhood market shares are trading lower after the company reported worse than expected EPS and sales results and issued Q4 and fiscal year 21 sales guidance below estimate. Ooh, so they lowered guidance, guys. We might see, let's say, a sizable downside tomorrow probably. So Robinhood sees fiscal year 21 sales less than 1.8 billion versus 2.02 billion estimate. They are officially lowering guidance for fiscal year 2021. Okay, what happened with EPS? EPS came in, this is a company that doesn't make any money, so this is a negative EPS. Came in at 2.06 at $2.06, missing the estimate of $1.36. So this was a huge miss, guys. When it comes to EPS, this company is burning a lot of money. And sales came in at $365 million, missing the estimate of $431 million. So this earnings report was nasty, guys. No doubt about it. And I want to double check because I think, I just want to double check. I think that the Hood is not a profitable company yet, guys. Let me check on EPS over here. And yeah, this is not a profitable company yet. So we're talking about a negative earnings per share. And this was a nasty report, guys. So my bag is going to be a bit heavier from tomorrow and on. And what could happen here, guys? What would be the next support for Hood? We're looking pretty much at $33, which I think was the IPO price of Hood. Yeah, this was the IPO price. That would be the next foreseeable support for Hood, guys. $33. I own 100 shares. So I might be selling puts tomorrow, maybe 2 contracts. With a strike price of $33. So if those puts happen to be in the money, I am going to be averaging down my position, but at least I am going to be making some money out of that trade. So this was a nasty earnings report of Hood. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Microsoft. What happened in the case of Microsoft? And Microsoft is up a lot. Microsoft went up today 0.64%, and it closed today's trading session at $310.11. So let me pull up the 1 day, 1 minute to see what is going on here. And yeah, Microsoft is going up a lot. We can make the case that this company crushed on earnings, and after hours, we can see Microsoft up 1.81%. No joke, guys. This is a big market cap company. So let me pull up the live news tab and what happened with Microsoft. Okay, revenue and EPS beat. Cloud division shows continued strength. So let me see. EPS, adjusted EPS came in at $2.27, beating the estimate of $2.07, and sales came in at $45.30 billion, beating the estimate of $43.97 billion. Huge beat, guys. All across the board. Huge beat in both sales and EPS. What a great company, guys. Microsoft, no doubt about it, right? So let me pull up here the, let me see if they up guided or down guided. Let me see. Microsoft earnings highlights, NFT, top billion a quarter first time, okay. Microsoft earnings top $20 billion in a quarter for the first time. Stock heads for record high, yeah. Great earnings report, guys. Okay, very good. So I think that Microsoft is already pretty much at all-time high. Yeah, it is at all-time high, guys. So this is not a trade that I am going to be involved with. I mean, technical traders could maybe buy Microsoft at these levels, hoping for another push higher up to $320, $325. This is not a trade that I am going to be involved with. The relative strength index of Microsoft is already very high at 74 points. So I would rather see a retracement, a pullback down to $306. $306 happens to be a former area of resistance back from mid-September, early September, and also mid-August, and those former areas of overhead resistances coincide with this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So $306, $305, $306. I think this is a buy, guys. From $305-ish, let's say, up to $315, which is the new all-time high for the stock of this company, we're looking at a profit of almost 2.85%. This is no joke, guys, and this is a low-risk trade. So very, very good job for our folks of Microsoft. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the second to last stock that I am going to go over in this video, Enphase Energy, which also reported earnings, and Enphase is up a lot, guys, after hours. Enphase went down today 3.33%, and it closed today's trading session at $173.46. So let me pull up here the 1 day, 1 minute chart and take a look at these, guys. Oh man, from 170, oh man. Oh. Call options, guys. Take a look at this. From $173 up to $188, guys. This is a push to the upside of 8.48%. Jesus. Whatever, guys. You know, hindsight is 2020. So what did Enphase report? Let's see. So Enphase Energy. Let me see. Revenue came in at $351 million. But I don't have the estimate. So what happened here? Let me see. Yeah, the information isn't. Yeah, I don't have the whole thing available here, guys. Let me pull it up. Enphase Energy Q3 revenue $351 million, but I don't know what was the estimate. And let me see. Okay, let me see if I can see it here. So we reported record quarterly revenue of $351.5 million in the third quarter of 2021, along with 40.8% for non-GAAP gross margin. We shipped approximately 2,599,575 micro inverters of 913 megawatts and 65 whatever. This is give me the information. So I don't have the estimate, guys. This is the report itself of the company, and the company states that they did pretty well actually, but I don't have the estimate. And I guess that they beat all across the board. I don't have the information handy here because take a look, guys. So the stock of this company is up a lot after hours, and as of now, is trading. Enphase is trading at $187. And take a look at the relative strength index of Enphase, guys. It is at 61 points. So if momentum keeps on going, I think that Enphase has a fair chance of maybe tomorrow, filling the next gap up to $191, which happens to be a former area of resistance in which the stock of this company failed on 2 occasions back in early July. And maybe, guys, on good volume and momentum, what about Enphase bursting above $191 and filling the next gap up to $200? Which is an area in which the stock of this company failed back in early August. If that were to happen, guys, we are looking from $186 up to $200. We're looking at a 7.50% profit. So I still need to take a deep dive into this earnings report, but the market, I guess, I don't have the estimate available, but I guess that they beat all across the board. And now let's go ahead and take a look at QuantumScape. And in the case of QuantumScape, let me pull up. QuantumScape went up today 0.39%, and it closed today's trading session at $25.63. So I'm going to pull up here the 1 day, 1 minute chart. And QuantumScape isn't doing much, guys. Let me see. What did they report? Let's see. Okay, I don't see anything. QuantumScape announced third quarter financial results and post shareholder letter to IR website. Press release. QuantumScape announced the third quarter 2021 results and post shareholder letter to IR. There is no information available here, guys. So QuantumScape third quarter 2021 financial results and post shareholder letter to IR website. Okay, QuantumScape Corporation. QuantumScape will host a conference call at 2 p.m. Pacific Time, Eastern Time today, October 26. Participating on the call will be. So they haven't posted they haven't posted anything, guys. I'm thinking. At least I don't have the information handy over here. Yeah, result post shareholder letter to IR website, San Jose, California business. So the information isn't handy, and therefore the stock of this company isn't doing much after hours, obviously. And they are supposedly going to release a press release. Let's just put it that way. Okay, now we have the information. It is starting to come out. So 3Q loss of 13 cents per share, right? Yeah, the information is starting to come out, but the markets aren't doing anything as of now, guys. So yeah, the stock of this company isn't moving much. Aftermarket, and let me zoom in here. So let's see what happens, guys. This earnings report was just released, and yeah, there is no reaction from the markets quite yet, right? So I would say, guys, that if QuantumScape happens to report or to post a better than expected Q3 earnings report, the stock of this company might be able to fill the gap up to $29. Sorry, guys, which happens to be a former area of resistance in which QuantumScape failed on September 23rd. And if the stock of this company happens to post a worse than expected earnings report, and taking into account that QuantumScape closed today's trading session at $25.63, I would see QuantumScape, guys, dropping down to $22. $22 is a previous area of support that already acted as such for QuantumScape back in mid-July. I think that at $22, and obviously depending on whatever QuantumScape reports, and nowadays we have to be very careful when it comes to guidance, guys, because the markets are being relentless when it comes to companies that down guide. So that let's say that present a worse than expected forward guidance. So if guidance is acceptable and if the report, the earnings report is also acceptable, and QuantumScape happens to drop down to $22, I might be a buyer of that dip. And from $22 up to the next important area of overhead resistance for QuantumScape at $25.32, I could be making a 14% profit. And as I just said, if the report happens to be better than expected, watch out for QuantumScape filling the gap from $25 up to $29 per share. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the very last stock of this video. I forgot to mention Google in the introduction of this video, and Alphabet. So, but I think that Alphabet already reported earnings by this time. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Alphabet. There you go. So Google is falling like a brick, guys. So what happened here? Let me pull up the 1 day, 1 minute. Ooh. Jeez, guys, this was a $100 drop. Jesus, what happened here? So Google went up today 1.35% and it closed today's trading session at $2,786. And so far, and taking into account that Google closed today's trading session at $2,786, we are seeing a 3% drop. And this is a huge market cap company, so this is no joke, guys. So let's see what did Google report. So let's see. So Alphabet posts Q3 EPS of $27.99 on revenue of $61.1 billion. So the street consensus when it comes to EPS was of $23.25, and Google did $27.99. This is a huge beat, guys, when it comes to EPS. And revenue came in at $61.1 billion versus $63.3 billion. So they beat on both, guys, revenue and EPS, and by a good chunk, no doubt about it. So this must be something guidance related, I think, because it dropped like a brick and they beat all across the board. So let's see if I can figure this out, guys. Why is Google falling like a brick? Do I see any guidance over here? So cloud revenue, Google services revenue, YouTube ads revenue, $7.21 billion. Traffic acquisition. Okay, Google earnings top estimate as online ad sales remain resilient. I don't see any reason whatsoever, guys, to see a big drop. Okay, adjusted estimated useful life of certain network equipment from nothing, guys. They beat all across the board, and I don't get it. I simply don't get it. I don't see any reason why Google would be falling like this after hours. No, not at all, guys. They beat all across the board. Period. Full stop. And take a look at the reaction of the markets. I mean, I still need to obviously take a deeper dive into this earnings report. And this chart doesn't look any good. We all know that Google is a phenomenal company, guys. It is trading as of now after hours at $2,700. So let's suppose that Google has a horrible day tomorrow, which would be the case. What about a drop? And drop me a comment down below, guys, if any of you would be willing to pick up Google at $2,600. $2,600 happens to be a former area of support back from October 4th. So I think that at $2,600, and taking into account that this company just reported very nice earnings, I think that the Google is very likely to, come across with a bunch of buyers, myself included, no doubt about it. From $2,600 up to this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart at $2,811, we are looking at a potential profit of 6%, guys. So I think that this is an overreaction of the markets. Maybe Thinkorswim isn't showing me something that was wrong when it comes to forward guidance. But this looks like an overreaction of the markets, and if Google happens to pay a visit tomorrow down to $2,600, $2,620, I am going to be a happy buyer of the dip, no doubt about it. And with Google, I am going to wrap up the video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays through Thursdays, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to the channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, but it is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys tomorrow once again, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. Peace out.